in the TMS kitchen on a Wednesday, and it's of course What's Cooking Wednesday. We started the first segment by making our, essentially our Buddha Bowls, and we thought Chef Videhi cannot go anywhere without giving us some more of a magic. So we tasked her with 2 dishes today, pretty much using the same incorporation of the spices, and it's officially time to get into her Sticky Wicky Bao Buns.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Sticky Wicky Bao Buns. Let's
put that in the apron too.
Let's get this party started.
Very excited to get into this. Essentially, I think many know what a bao bun is, but not many take the task of actually making it at home because it takes a lot of different ingredients and there's many flavors you can bring into it. So I'm very excited to see because you've got a very interesting protein that you're about to share with me.
Yes. So Sticky Wicky Bao Buns, we're going to be using the bao buns. I'll come back and tell you the significance of why I'm using bao buns for this Lunar New Year celebration, right? But the main ingredient in here as well.
Give me this. I need to see this.
You got to have a look at it. I mean, what does it look like?
I mean, look at this. It looks like chicken.
Right.
But it looks like sliced chicken.
Yeah, looks like chicken, tastes like chicken.
But it can also look like a mushroom.
Chicken. Yes, that's exactly what the makeup lady told me. She said it's a mushroom.
This looks like a mushroom.
Yeah.
So what is it called?
It's called seitan, right?
Seitan.
This is a wheat gluten, a wheat protein, right? And so this is 100% gluten. So we take flour and we wash out the starch.
And this is
There's a bit of a process.
This is a form of protein.
Yes, very high in protein. But please, if you are gluten intolerant, you need to stay away from this. Or if you have celiac disease, you stay away from this kind of wheat gluten. Right? But it is super high in protein, and this is where vegans also get their protein.
I mean, it is Veganuary. We're celebrating it all the way through. Quick question. Is this essentially soya chicken?
No. So there's no soya in this one. There are some seitan products where they will incorporate some soy in there.
I mean, I could be onto something. Maybe this could be my new favorite thing.
I guarantee you, after this segment, you're going to be calling me, where can I get this?
Okay, well, I need to see how we make this so that when I do get it, I know exactly what to do.
Right.
So what is the process we're going to be following with this?
All I'm doing here is using the same spices as I did for the Buddha Bowl, with the addition of the brown sugar,
sugar.
So that is what is going to create that caramel, we just like sort of a caramel, a stickiness that we want to the dish, right? So let me start with the sugar. You can add more or less as you like.
So we're using the same spices, the only different alternative here is the brown sugar.
And we omit the corn flour.
Yes.
That's what we're doing, right? So
in goes some, is that the onion powder?
Yes, so the onion powder is actually lighter than your garlic powder. Right. So we want heaps of flavor. And you can always use fresh garlic, but not the onion.
Right. Okay, some cumin going in over there.
Right, we got some chili powder. You can go, and you said you like it hot.
I do like it hot. So and I think Bolele likes it hot as well.
Okay, let's do one for her.
You can treat us today.
I'm going to, yes. Right, I'm going to add a bit of salt to this.
Yes. Right? Are we doing the...
Oh, for luck.
That's like the best.
You know what? It is.
Wait, I also want to do it.
It is live TV.
So what I've learned today in the TMS kitchen is apparently when you're making a dish, you take some salt and just, I'm a bit OCD, so I'll clean it later, but
and I'm just dirtying your kitchen,
Maybe we're onto something. Maybe this is going to be the best bao bun we've ever had because of that luck. In goes some soya sauce.
Yeah, just going to give this a nice little stir.
Okay, I see.
I'm going to add more to this.
Wow. I must say, I am completely floored by that seitan chicken.
Yeah. Now watch this.
It just goes to show there's so many different things out there that we can still try and taste and make at home.
Yes.
And it's probably going to be delicious. I can just imagine.
I'm just
That's quite firm.
Yes. Now you know what? You can make this to any texture that you like. Right. So let me just lift this up. This is what it looks like. Right.
And if you had to break a piece off,
so you can make a shredded chicken with the same thing.
It will shred like, oh wow.
Yes, it will shred like that. Can you see the texture there? Look at that. It's the way that you mix this and fold it.
And this I can probably go to...
another time I would show you how to make this.
Oh, please do come back and show me how to make this.
And I think people need to learn how to make this, because buying processed foods is quite expensive and actually really easy to make. Right. You just need a lot of time. You know, you can make a whole batch that can last you for the month, keep it in the freezer.
It's like the one time, when I said the one time during COVID, I got my friend to come around. It's the one time we made biryani from scratch. It took like 5 hours. But was it worth it? Sure, because we had nothing else to do. We couldn't go anywhere, but it was delicious.
Yeah. You know, I always say that, you know, there were some advantages.
Yes.
You know, you got cooking.
I did.
You got cooking.
So you're just essentially lightly marinating both sides?
Yes, lightly marinating it. Maybe we can actually put the pan on.
I will do that for you.
Thank you so much.
Don't stress.
Thank you.
It's this one over here.
Just getting it all in there.
How high do you want this flame?
Let's get it medium. So we just want to heat up the oil. Let the oil heat up.
I'm learning how to make these, essentially these things today. So you tell me.
And you know, you mentioned that you actually like to make quick and easy meals. So you can have this marinated and kept in your fridge. All you have to do is just come home, take it out and fry it, straight from frozen.
And then instead of my chicken or my lamb or my pork, this is my protein supplement for the day, and I'll still reach my targets.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I like to promote Meat-Free Mondays for my veggie days. I like to say that, you know, we got to have at least one veggie meal, right? Start up with one veggie meal a day, and then slowly walk to maybe 2 veggie meals,
right,
or 3 veggie meals, and then 1 day.
I see.
1 day a week. Right?
Sure.
And then we can go to the whole week.
If that's the challenge you're setting, it would be tough, I'm not going to lie.
Right.
But it's definitely a challenge I can
you know, I also don't like the word challenge. I'm going to encourage you.
What, a lifestyle change?
A lifestyle change.
I thought it was going there. We also, essentially for this, do you also put some oil in or not with this?
We're going to put some oil. Can I just get that?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Right.
A little bit of oil.
Right. You can add more or less as you like.
Sure, it definitely smells good.
Yeah. Now if we had...
The thing about a bao bun is no matter what goes inside, it's just fluffy, it's delicious.
Okay, let me just get this in the pan. There we go. Can you hear that sizzle?
Yes.
So that is what we want.
Oh, yum.
I like that you got the spoon in your
I know,
hand.
I feel like I need to just do something. Just need to do something.
Yes. Now, you know, I want to talk about the bao bun and the significance of the bao bun that ties in perfectly for this particular segment.
Right.
Because we are welcoming and we are celebrating the Lunar New Year. Now, did you know that the bao bun actually is a symbol for prosperity and good luck? Right? And with most Asian cultures, it's always about some kind of luck, even with the color red.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
It's also the color of love. We're going into Valentine's Day. So maybe you're saying something.
Yes. The love for vegan food.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
These look delicious.
That in there. There we go.
And I'm assuming this is the same as tofu. It's just a quick, essentially, flash forward. Does it look a bit longer?
Not really, because this is already steamed. So what we're doing, maybe we want a nice caramelization or a nice crisp.
Right.
You know, that's what you're going to cook. What we're essentially doing is just adding a different flavor profile to this. You know, I take the same seitan. I would just not slice them. I would shred them.
Okay.
And I would make a KFC style chicken.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the other route. Like if you shred it, almost like a chicken and mayo.
Oh, you can do that too. You can do that too. So you can do that.
I love that. I love that it's really like a versatile protein.
Absolutely.
And you can do many things with it. I'm going to give you this because then you want to turn them around. They definitely smell very good. So while this is cooking, I see what you've got, the bao buns. There's kind of one on show. But like what toppings are we going with these bao buns?
So I'm keeping it simple. I've got some coriander.
Okay.
You know, I love coriander.
It's and I know strong herb. It's so delicious, actually.
And I was going to say that some people cannot do coriander.
Yes.
And I just think that, you know, I always call it like it's just unfortunately a genetic disposition. Unfortunately, it's like how maybe I do love celery or maybe parsley, but give me coriander. You know, people.
And you're a happy girl.
I'm a very happy girl. People always used to tease me. The people that know me, like, my gosh, you know, you're just short of putting coriander in your desserts. You know, and I think I need to work
Well, you've definitely got enough. I see you also have some cucumbers there.
Yes, so I got the cucumber there. That's for a nice crunch, a nice fresh crunch. Right. You can essentially add anything that you want as your side in there or your salad.
What's interesting for me with this bao bun, and I think it maybe is because it's so healthier, is there's initially no sauce element that's going into it, but this I think is so juicy already.
But you know, we do add a bit of sauce if you want. You can add your soy sauce, your teriyaki sauce, maybe a bit of sriracha. If you want to go that way, you can add anything you want to in there, right? I wish
these
I
are
can
looking
see that. Look
gorgeous.
at that, right?
I mean, look at that.
I'm not going to toss because we just want that
It literally, I mean, it literally looks like little slices of chicken.
There we go. There we go.
Mushroom.
Right.
It looks delicious.
There is definitely no missing out when it comes to a vegan diet.
No, 100%.
Right? And I know people will say, you don't want to eat meat, but why do you want to have these mock meats? And it just boils down to individual preference and textures and flavors. I mean, if it looks like chicken and tastes like chicken and there's no cruelty involved, I mean, come on, why not?
Why not?
Why not, right?
And this is what, you know, what Sushi Wednesday is all about. It's by inviting people like you into the kitchen to show us different ways of cooking and different ways we can prepare meals and using supplements or things that we not usually have in our kitchens, but it tasks us with trying new things, and that's the importance. While you cook, we're going to take a quick ad break, but I know when we come back, next time to the kitchen, we are plating.
We are
plating our Buddha bowls, we are creating these beautiful bao buns, and I cannot wait because it just all smells gorgeous. Don't go anywhere. Chef Videhi, myself in the kitchen. I cannot wait to feed my co-stars because it's going to be delicious. We'll see you shortly.